Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a quick beer review. New brewery alert on the channel. They're not a new brewery, they've been around for a long time, but I've never reviewed a beer from Boneyard. I actually looked at my Untappd check-ins. I've drank one Boneyard beer in my life, and it was back in 2015. So it's been 10 years since I've had anything from Boneyard. They're up in Oregon, but this is Hop Venom, and this beer comes courtesy of my man Pete. I appreciate you, sir. I don't know why I don't drink Boneyard beer. I don't know if they don't get distro down here. I just, my check-in was at, it was like a guest tap at a brewery. Yeah, it's the only Boneyard beer I've ever had. So it says double IPA, but it's 9%. So that's, I mean, we're in the triple IPA realm, aren't we? It says Hop Venom double IPA utilizes multiple dry hop additions. It rates at 5 pounds per barrel. So I'm guessing this is a West Coast style IPA. And it was canned on, another hashtag Team Old IPA. I love it. Canned on November 20th. So I don't know, just 3 months in the can. Not crazy. I mean, it's not old, but let's do it. 9% IPAs are not what I usually drink these days, but if someone's going to send me some beer, damn it, I'm going to drink it. I do appreciate the 12-ounce format. I love the label art on this too. Like, it's printed on the can. It's legit. So, is this going to be old school West Coast? I think so. It's a little dark. It probably looks way darker on camera, but it's a cool, like, golden color. Solid finger of bright white head. It is fluffy, marshmallowy, plenty of carb in the glass. Yeah, it looks old school. It's not like that super straw color like you see these days with the new school West Coast IPAs. It is 9% though, so I don't know what kind of malts they're using. Who knows? I don't know the hops. It doesn't tell us. It just says there's a lot of them. I'm into that. Let's smell this thing. Yeah, this smells old school for sure. This is sweet. It's dank. It is malty. Wow, it's crazy that they're still making beer like this. Like, you don't smell beers like this anymore. This reminds me of like getting into beer like way back in, like getting heavy into craft beer like in 2011. When West Coast IPAs were like this. They were sweet, they're biscuity, they're bready, they're malty. It's caramely. But it's plenty hoppy. Like, it's dank, it's floral, it's piney. This is a throwback. This reminds me, I think Ruination was like more intensely hop forward than this beer, but kind of like in the same vein. So let's go and taste it. Pete, cheers. Thanks, bro. If you were to look up old school West Coast IPA in a dictionary, this is the beer that would be there. Holy crap, I have not had a beer like this in so long. This is fun to drink. You guys, like, these days, who, if you're, I don't know how many people are going to watch this review, because, I mean, Hop Venom from Boneyard, are people drinking that? I don't know. So it could be like a lower viewed video, but you guys these days who got into craft beer, drinking hazy beers, like, this would be a cool beer for you guys to drink. You'd probably hate it, but this is what, like, double IPAs were back then. Good amount of bitterness, middle of your tongue, but this is sweet. It's bready, super malty, but it has a cool, like, piney, floral. It's almost like an earthy thing. This is a total fucking throwback of a beer. This is crazy. I will say 9%. This beer doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like syrupy. It doesn't feel boozy. But it has that sweetness that you're like, okay, this is a 9% beer for sure. This is so old school. It's got a nice mouthfeel though. Like, it's prickly on your palate. But yeah, it's 9%. Like, that sweetness is there. There's a cool, like, citrus part of this. But this is mostly piney, floral. Maybe it's not dank. I don't think it goes quite dank. It's piney and it's floral. This is old school for sure. Whoever's making this beer these days is like, they probably came up with this recipe. I mean, I drank a Boneyard beer in 2015, 10 years ago almost. They were probably doing recipes like this that long ago. you just do not see or drink beers like this anymore these days. People who are doing that are like the old school dudes who are like, hey, we can still make old school West Coast IPAs. That's this. It's crazy. This is a fun throwback. Is this something I'd be drinking all the time if it was here? No. I very much enjoy more of like the fruity, hop forward West Coast IPAs these days, but something like this is fun. It's fun to go back. Like, this is jogging a lot of memories. This is in that vein of Ruination, but without the intense bitterness. I don't know what the IBUs on this are, but it's just, this is crazy. This was fun to drink. I'm glad I got to drink it. I don't know if this is like, is anyone from Oregon watching this? Like, is this beer popular still? I can't imagine this is popular these days. With the haze craze and the new school West Coast IPAs, I just can't imagine people are like, oh, I want hop Venom. But for the OGs who've been drinking, you know, IPAs for the last 20 years, like, fuck, this is something that you're like, oh, I want something different. This is what I used to drink a long time ago. So fun beer to drink. Super, super old school throwback. But yeah, fun stuff. So Pete, I appreciate you sending this. It's Hop Venom from Boneyard. It'll be interesting to see who watches this and comments on this video if you guys have had this beer. So that is it. Appreciate you guys watching. I will see you soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.